You know those people in your life that were kind of hard to get to know, but in the end it was well worth it. Here's my CUIR CANNAGE, by the way, and thank you for being here. You guys are great. But, you know, they had a hard-tempered outer shell, but once you broke through that, it could be someone at work, or a friend of the family. And once you broke through that, usually a quiet person, you got into their real self, and you found out sincerity and softness, and you became very happy to know that person, and it was well worth the time and effort, right? I mean, anything great in this life is going to take some risk, and especially some time. So, but that's how I perceive CUIR CANNAGE from Christian Dior, Collection Privée. La Collection Privée. What is this, a Demachy? Maybe one of his greats. This one, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this one after years of wearing it and owning it. There's my setup. It's a 250 ml, and you got to see that it's from the kind of the OG batch of the Privées. This thing is, I don't know what I'm going to title this, but this is such a badass fragrance. I mean, we say that about many, and you know, like, but they're still like easy to wear. It's just a little dark, but this one is truly a badass. But it goes from it's like Beauty and the Beast. It goes from badass to beautiful, and you have to give it the time. It's not an easy wear. It's a hard wear because it's the bubble is constantly in your face, hitting your nose. You're conscious of it always being there. So it's in that way, it's a little, it takes a little out of you when you wear CUIR CANNAGE. Now, you know, cutting to the chase, this starts out really bitter, leathery, smoky, but it ends up sweet, powdery, and a little buttery, in my opinion. You know, I've worn this like this, and then just, you know, hung out and tried to just soak it in, and you know, and I've worn it a lot, just official wears. Well, there it goes, just a little. When I first got this, what did I describe it as? Like a horse, a saddle on a horse that was on fire or something like that. And I still think that's a good analogy. Also, I think I said it's like a cowboy gun holster on a horse. You know, not necessarily. It could be the pistol holster, right, with the Colt 45, but it also could be that leather, brownish leather rifle holster that hangs off the horse's saddle. Excuse me. That's what I get, kind of a rough, textured leather, you know, unfinished leather, kind of. In the beginning, this, like I said, it's kind of bitter. It's jagged, it's not soft, it's chaotic. I wrote that word down in my notes. CUIR CANNAGE, CUIR CANNAGE is somewhat chaotic. It's you're thinking to yourself, where is this going to take me, and do I want to smell like this? But it, it takes a lot of time for it to transform into its final dry down stage, in my opinion. Like, I'm talking like at least 3 hours, 4 hours better. And at that time, when the sweetness comes out mostly, I think it's due to, even though the ylang or the yellow floral is at top, maybe the sweetness, because it's surrounded by so much other stuff, that the other stuff backs off, and then in the deep dry down, the ylang, the sweetness, kind of the yellow sweetness, maybe you can say like banana type sweetness, really comes out with the powder, but it's still surrounded by that distinct smoky bite. So that stays on for the entirety, and that's the backbone of this perfume, in my opinion. I think easier for a guy to wear, right? Because, you know, that beginning is a little bit tough. But for, like I said in the intro, a person that's well worth getting to know, but not easy to approach. A gal wearing this to a somewhat loud or party event, like a grand ball, and just has a knockout dress, and during the mid and dry down, she's going to smell unique. A special kind of girl, adventurous, non-conformist. Same with the guy, but kind of quiet. Once again, badass kind of person. That's what I get from sniffing CUIR CANNAGE. Just an absolute storytelling masterpiece, in my opinion. Look at that. What has it got? Some pine in here, and what it's Cade oil is listed, and I was looking that up, and those certainly contribute to the smoky accord, which is so prevalent in this fragrance. But mixed with florals, yellow florals, and other florals, it is a real daring composition, in my opinion, is CUIR CANNAGE. I recommend that if you are a niche perfume lover and you haven't smelled this, to go seek out a sample and get your nose on it. And if you're a big fan of Dior, I would recommend that you seek out some of this. If you are crazy about Dior and their Privée line, especially their OG stuff, I mean, if you find a bottle of this, I recommend maybe think about blind buying it. But once again, this is only for your entertainment. It's not financial advice. And this hits you in the face when you first smell it, but you gotta put the time into it and wear and smell. It'll take a couple of years, in my opinion. Yeah, that smoky bite. So this might be up there in my list of just badass fragrances. Someone who says more with his action than his words, right? A quiet person, a woman or a man. But I think, wow, in the beginning you just get that oily, bitter vibe. And it is literally, I think, oily. And, you know, kind of that turpentine-ish side of the spectrum. And just give it time. You got to love powder because it's going to resort into powder. And like I said, it finishes off buttery and a lot different than it started. This is not a spray and go perfume, you know, going out to the bank or the supermarket. Oh no, this is an event. I mean, this is like, you know, I was invited to so-and-so next Saturday night. I'm gonna wear that, I'm gonna wear this or that outfit or that dress. And I think I'm gonna wear CUIR CANNAGE with it. It's that sort of thing. It's heavy stuff. Even if you're used to a lot of daring and heavy stuff, this one, it has enough going on, transformations, but it's quality. It's even though it goes off in different directions, and like I said, it's chaotic. It's a great piece of art. Let me wipe that a little bit. So let me know your thoughts on this leathery beast. I mean, untamable. I think that was another word that came to my mind. Like an African elephant, you cannot tame those for the circus or domestic use. You know, I've never seen like a leopard in a circus, like in a Russian circus or Ringling Brothers. You know, I've seen tigers and lions and stuff like that. You know, given lions and tigers are badass beasts, but I've never seen a leopard. So I'm thinking of a leopard or an African elephant, where you got to let it go. You cannot get a grasp on it. So those are my latest thoughts on CUIR CANNAGE. I like it more than ever. I love it, I think. It's definitely, I don't own a lot of Privées from the Dior special line, but I think I own some of the best, and this is one of them. So for me, this is a challenge, and still a challenge. Okay, and you know, in general, I like lighter perfumes. You all know me. So I've had this for years now, and it's just great to know it a little bit and reflect. What was I talking? Okay, thank you for joining me. What was I talking about? I was talking about Bois d'Argent in my last video, right? And I said that, what did I say about that? This is like the total opposite. Oh, I said that was like a quiet perfume for quiet times, for slow times, times to reflect. No. CUIR CANNAGE is totally the antithesis, or it's in the opposite side of the room, kitty corner to Bois d'Argent. Totally opposite the road to something like this, the new Chanel Les Exclusives. That's just fantastic, and a different form of beauty, soft beauty, understated beauty. This is a little bit overstated. So, yeah, it's quite a contrast to Bois d'Argent, in my opinion. But both poking at your consciousness and your thoughts on how to interpret it. So that's all I got, and I'll have more in the future about this. But after years and years of wearing it and smelling it, I think I'm happy where I collected my thoughts into this video about this creation. So, and I like to show you the packaging on the bottom because I'm interested in that stuff. So, and I'm 250 mil. I'd like to have 250 mil of some other Privées and then have a 125 of this, because that's a lot of fuel. That is a lot of fuel. I don't, you know. And be aware of how much you spray. Like anything, when you first start out, there's a good piece of advice. Underspray, just underspray, and then underspray that. Don't do full sprays, and do like half sprays at most, and not more than 3 around your favorite parts of your body. So that'll be it. I don't want to keep you long, but that's CUIR CANNAGE from Christian Dior, and I'll come back with you later with some more perfume justice. See ya.